Okay. Hello. Hi friends. What's up? It's me, your favorite gremlin. I'm back at it again with another new project. Thank you for tuning into this video. Welcome. Today's video is just going to be me talking a little bit about the recent pilot whale strandings in Tasmania and sort of giving you a perspective as someone who has been in marine mammal science research for a couple of years now, just to give you a perspective on what you can do as a member of the public when an event like this happens, especially because I know that quite a few of my friends are avid beachgoers and really always around the water, just very ocean going people. So this might be useful to you given how likely you are to come across a stranded cetacean. Yeah, let's get into it. So just quickly before we get started, I wanted to say that I'm by no means a marine mammal expert. My word is not gospel and I don't have a PhD yet. And all of the knowledge that I have is through dedicated self-study and research and the incredibly good fortune I've had in meeting some really eminent names in marine mammal science. So while my word isn't like the law, I would love for you to take some information from this video and take that and go on a learning journey for yourselves. Okay, cool. Let's get started. So just to give you a little bit of context on the recent strandings in Tasmania, I believe we are at 470 pilot whales stranded as of the last count. A devastating loss. While the worldwide population of pilot whales is fairly high and they're not at risk of extinction, this kind of event really devastates local communities and local populations. So while it would not hit the global population, it would still be devastating for Tasmanian pilot whales. And this, I believe, is the worst recorded stranding in Australian history. There have been worse, such as the 1918 pilot whale stranding, where about 1,000 pilot whales stranded in New Zealand's Chatham Islands. Forgive me, Kiwi friends, if I butchered that name. But also there were some 650 odd whales that stranded in 2017 in New Zealand's South Island as well. So there have been worse, but this is still significant in Australia's stranding history. Right, so before we get into what you can do to help when an animal strands, let's talk about why cetaceans strand in the first place. So when a stranding is defined as when a whale, dolphin, or porpoise, a cetacean, runs itself aground, so it beaches itself and is unable to get back into deeper water without assistance. Strandings can be live or dead, or they can perish as a result of the stranding. The reasons for why they strand are varied. They can be due to dehydration or starvation if the group hasn't hunted in a while. It can be due to exhaustion, it can be due to sickness, or in case of mass strandings, they can be due to the group following a disoriented leader or an animal that was intentionally about to beach itself. There has been some speculation about seismic events and storms, weather, natural disasters, shipping lanes, shipping noise, having an effect on strandings as well. but none of those claims have been fully recognized as of yet. But there has been some reports that link mid-range sonar to stranding, because I believe that disorients the animal and interferes with their echolocation. So say you're walking along the beach and you see a stranded dolphin. What do? Here are a couple of steps that you can take in order to ensure that you are prioritizing your own safety as well as the animal's safety and welfare. So step one always is contact the relevant authorities. A lot of countries have really well established stranding networks, so teams of experts who will come on scene and either refloat and rescue the animal, or they will take samples in order to analyze them if the animal has already passed. If you're in the UAE, it would be your relevant environment agency that you have to contact. So if you're in Dubai, it's Dubai Municipality, Environment Agency Abu Dhabi, EPAA. All of them have some really fantastic dedicated teams who will absolutely be able to help you if you do come across a cetacean stranding. Under no circumstance should you try to refloat or approach a cetacean by yourself without the guide of the experts and the team. For a few reasons. Definitely do not approach a dolphin or a whale, simply because the animal is under a very high stress situation and is extremely anxious, and therefore will perceive you as a threat and is liable to lash out and attack. We don't see as many dolphin attacks in media a lot, but I can assure you that dolphins are dangerous. They are carnivores, they're predators, they have some really deadly teeth. If you don't believe me, look up false killer whale teeth, and then good luck sleeping. But they are capable of a vicious bite, and they are capable of slapping you across the face with their tail if they do get agitated. And also, you will not be able to refloat an animal like that on your own, because it is struggling, because it is stressed, but also because they are incredibly heavy, and you are capable of doing damage both to yourself and the animal. And additionally, especially if the animal is dead, you are always under threat of zoonoses and unknown pathogens. So you don't know what infectious diseases the dolphin is carrying, you don't know what you can give the dolphin, you have no idea what kind of pathogen transfer there's going to be. So absolutely do not touch a stranded cetacean, absolutely do not approach it, and leave it to the experts. But once your stranding team does arrive on site, stay on site until your stranding team arrives if you can, just to ensure that the animal is alright. Don't crowd it, but stay nearby just to ensure that it doesn't float away, that it is where you said it was. But once your team does arrive, you can offer them help. Volunteer to help them out, especially if it's a mass stranding. Like the one in Tasmania, they needed a lot of hands on deck in order to ensure that all of the animals were, their skin was constantly hydrated, they were not getting sunburned, they were kept at the right temperature, and a lot of manpower was needed to refloat a pilot whale, which is huge. So if you can, stay to help. So finally, I just wanted to talk about what we as a community can do to prevent strandings from happening. Unfortunately, the answer is not super straightforward. There has been some incredible research done on predicting stranding events and doing a risk assessment based on previous stranding records, both amazing papers which I will link down in the description below. But given that it is, as of now, a relatively unexplored field. Predicting stranding events is gaining traction, but is still not as relevant as it should be, in my opinion at least. But what we can do in order to keep an eye out for such events and to do as much and as speedy damage control as we can is establishing stranding networks across all countries on the globe. So collaborative research, monitoring of coastlines, making sure that everything is well and securely monitored, and especially when you come across areas that are so-called stranding hotspots. So according to previous literature and previous records, a lot of strandings were known to occur in a specific location. Those are areas that we need to keep well monitored. And maybe secondly, as a citizen, you can volunteer with your local stranding networks. A quick Google, regardless of where you are in the world, will give you a general idea of what your country is doing on strandings and on cetacean research. Some fabulous stranding networks established all across the globe, and I'm sure you can volunteer with them or get some experience and give them a helping hand when they need it. And it'll be an awesome experience for you, and you'll also get to work with some amazing people and see some fabulous animals in the wild, which is where they should be seen. Right, fab. Okay, I think that's everything that I wanted to say. Thank you for listening to this amazing ramble on the strandings in Tasmania. Huge props to the team in Tasmania. It must have been such a difficult few days for them to refloat and rescue so many animals and to be confronted with so many of the animals passing, but they've done such a fantastic job. And it was a really devastating time for everyone in the marine mammal community due to the loss of so many amazing creatures, but huge props to the team for all of the amazing work that they've done. That's pretty much all I had to say. Thank you for tuning in. Right, okay, see you in the next video. Peace.